What do you want to do to get rich?
Oh, I'm a healthcare designer.
Okay. That's a combination of words I've never heard in my life. So that's just like you designing like programs like
No, designing like places where people receive care for their health.
Oh, like designing hospitals, like floor plans.
Yeah.
So like not an architect, but and not an interior decorator. So, in between there is like somebody really important that's going like put the triage unit here, so the if somebody runs in and their arms cut off, like they can like scientifically figuring out how to lay out.
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work for an architecture firm and I'm an interior designer at that architecture firm. So people build places and then we make sure they have walls and stuff.
Give us some like what's a term that only healthcare designers know that's like when the next time we're in a hospital we can sound like like the equivalent of feng shui but for healthcare design, that we can look like if I go in because I cut my pinky off and like I'm feeling like I'm being brushed off, that I can just at least in my tirade I can go, look, you think I don't know what the fuck's going on here? This place doesn't even have an open alpha way. You know how fucking dangerous that is? Like, just give me some ammo.
Everything is in acronyms, so you could probably just make up acronyms for like what happened to you. You're like, I cut off my pinky, so it's like ICOMP. You
can just trail
everything is
them
acronyms. If you talk to people I work with, I'm like, oh, cool. What does that stand for? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
just saying, that's good.
Okay, thanks.
So you design like hospitals or like
hospitals, clinics. You guys know like.
It seems to me that in the structure of those places there are a lot of hallways or corridors that are set up with rooms in them that have no specific definition, so that they're free to be changed. Like in ICUs, there are rooms that become adaptable because there are 8 people on that day who have to be vertical and have to be washed at any time. But there could be 0 at that point. That room could be something else.
Yes.
Is that what you mean by putting? I'm saying,
you sir
what you mean
correct.
By putting walls, like putting walls in a place?
No,
or
I mean
sure
you have to have walls in a hospital, but I don't know. I just do we do floor plans, we do layouts, we end up picking all the finishes, making sure that like if some guy throws up on a couch, it's cleanable.
Is there like I picture going to the healthcare design job. I picture that there's like these programs where you can bring up a floor plan of a hospital and then you can click play on like a simulator and adjust the speed, and what it does is simulates like injured people, like particles blowing in wherever the like it's like when you design cars and you just like have the air bouncing off the hood so that you can design the car to be aerodynamic, that they just like you just have like sick people pouring in through a dispenser, and then they're just like, if they start collecting in a corner, you're like, well, that's a
so it's like healthcare Tycoon.
Yeah. But is there any element that's like that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not real.
Well, and have you noticed that people keep getting sick? So maybe.
Do you get as specific as the artwork in the clinics?
Oh yeah, but a lot of
because
times
what
they,
is
like,
it? What is the fascination with like
conch shells?
Aqua. there's lots of sea foam and aquas and lots of moths in there.
Yeah, I think we try to change it. We try to spice it up. Maybe add in like a yellow.
Yeah.
But,
ooh, Southwest zest.
Yeah.
a little ranch.
Yeah, but it's not ever like really up to us. People are like, no, we want it to be mint green and light pink. That just says you're definitely sick.
That means you're in real trouble, Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. If we put bright colors on the wall, that means you're fine.
You don't want to create an environment so unhospital like that people are like, I should get out of bed, and they're like ripping. Like it's a beautiful day out. I'm at a Burger King. I want to go play in the ball pit. No, ma'am, you have leukemia. I do? Look at the walls. Oh. But I wonder. Because I remember. So I wonder how much of that, like, because I'm assuming that there's a client then that goes like, yeah, we wanted to take a chance, and then you're like, how about a splash of yellow? And they're like, yeah, but it doesn't feel hospital-y. And it's like, there's that, which is like a momentum of like, a legacy of like, it's like with talk shows. It's like, oh, but he doesn't have a desk, and it's like, so then a desk becomes a desk becomes a desk, and somebody tries a talk show where it's like, I'm just gonna sit on a flagpole and do my talk show, because I'm crazy, and then everyone's like, yeah, but you're not behind a desk, and it's like a syndrome, versus like people going like, oh, there's been a study that the color mint makes you like willing to be
Submit
cut open
to experimental treatments, yeah.
But does it have to go both ways then? I mean, because people work there too, and do you want them to feel sick?
No, we actually do try.
You want them to be, you know what I mean?
Like we try to make it feel like a home, because it's like been proven that if you feel like you're at a home and you're being well taken care of, then you get well faster. And we're trying to have more windows, because if you can see nature, you get well faster.
Whoa, see, that's the kind of fucking juice we wanted.
Yeah. So we do
Give us that sweet healthcare designer juice.
Yeah, so we'll do like rehab for like eating disorders, but you want it to feel like you just walked into like your friend's home and you can go like eat their dinner, because you have to eat when you go there. So we try to make it like welcoming, and everybody, I mean, all this stuff, it's like behavioral health, so you need to go in and feel like you're not in an institution. Like you don't want to go to an insane asylum because you want to commit suicide. You want to go somewhere where they're like, we know life's really hard.
Now,
but like sit in this super comfortable bright teal chair and like talk to me about it.
Right. But also, if you try to leave, we'll tackle you.
Yeah. But all the doors are locked.
Right.
Do you have to have for your line of work? Do you have to have like a psychological background? Like, do you study any psychology?
No, I just studied interior design.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you choose this, or did it kind of fall into your lap, or?
It's sort of. I mean, healthcare happened on accident. I did like a senior thesis as a hospice, which is a really weird senior thesis because nobody really wants to like listen to you talk about how you read all these super depressing books about people dying of cancer. But in conclusion, it ended up like getting me my job, and I just did that because like my mom was talking to me about this hospice that she was at, and she's like, it's really nice, like this place is great. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a good senior thesis. And our professor told us that we should do things that are like nice for people and not just like a new restaurant, because then we seem like we're
not like creepy Professor DeMorge, who was only concerned with your legs. And
it's starting to
Legs
sound
in
like
restaurants.
healthcare design is the Christian rock of interior design.
yeah,
A little bit that you're like, well, there's always a job there if you can create because they need help, and
Christians need rock too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so then you're just like, Jesus Christ. South Park did it. What was that? There was something I forgot. I knew I should have written it down. There was something when Middleditch was up here and there's no way you guys are gonna remind me of what it was, because it was in my own brain and I forgot it.
Was it your lip zit?
No, of course it wasn't that.
It's not in his brain, it's on his lip.
Yeah.
So
I'll never remember.
What was your like? Would you want to stay doing this for a long time, or are you?
Yeah.
So that's what you would like.
Yeah, this is like probably just going to be me for eternity.
That's
like, I'll just
fantastic.
look
Good
older.
for you. Like you actually went to school, studied a thing, and found the niche that you wanted to be in. That's very cool.
Yeah. I originally went for like forensic chemistry, and then I decided that I wasn't going to go to med school so the government could pay me salary to cut open some dead people. And I was like, that's just way too much debt. I'll be an interior designer.
You kids.
Right, so now you're creating the environments where other people cut open dead people and are in debt.
Yeah, they do get into a lot of debt. It's pretty much just comes full circle.